Fear facts and the future of sharks.
Imagine a creature so deadly it kills 5 people a year.
Now imagine another creature so deadly it kills 100 million of them a year.
One of these creatures is being banned in Florida.
And the other one is us. Welcome to Seriously Sus, a podcast exposing shadiness with a side eye, with your hosts,
Nanette?
and Miranda. We dig into true crime trends, internet chaos, and cultural nonsense that makes you stop and go, wait a damn minute. So get your side eye ready because today we're diving into sharks and it's about to get seriously sus.
Welcome to Seriously Sus, Shark Week Edition, where we ask important questions like,
What's going on with banning shark diving? And where did our shark fear come from?
and why does Florida always have the most?
They do. Like consistently, reliably, almost professionally.
If Florida were a person, it would be the friend who says, I'm not doing anything crazy tonight, and then ends up wrestling a raccoon behind the Waffle House.
I think I used to be that friend.
I think there probably is Florida Man video of that exact same thing.
Let's Google it. Anyway, let's dive in.
Today we're talking sharks, fear, media propaganda, and a brand new Florida law trying to shut down shark diving.
Which is wow because shark diving is one of the safest, most controlled, most like conservation friendly things that you can do in the ocean.
Meanwhile, jet skis exist.
And Florida said nothing about those.
We're also talking about how movies turned sharks into villains, how news keeps the fear alive, and how Miranda, our resident shark queen, swam with sharks in April and lived to tell the tale.
Spoiler, I came back with all my limbs. But not all of my dignity, because seasickness is a humbling experience.
Trust us, we're going to get into all that later.
I'll even post a picture for y'all. Alright, before we get into Florida chaos, we need to talk about Shark Week itself. Because Shark Week is basically the Super Bowl of ocean fear. Like with theme parties and everything.
It's the one week a year where everyone suddenly becomes a shark expert.
And people who haven't touched the water since 2009 are like, I actually know a lot about sharks.
Sir, you got sunburned at a water park once. That is not marine biology.
But Shark Week matters because it shapes how people think about sharks and how people vote about sharks and how people panic about sharks.
And panic is profitable.
Fear gets ratings. Fear gets clicks and shares. Fear gets politicians reelected,
Fear also gets sharks killed.
which is why we're here. Because Shark Week is fun, but it's also messy. And Florida's new shark diving ban, that's the messiest part of all.
So let's start with the big one.
The law, the panic, the politics, the questionable decisions.
The part of the episode where Florida looks at sharks and said, not in my house.
Even though it's like literally their house. The Florida shark diving ban. What's really going on? All right, let's talk about Florida's new shark diving ban. Because when I first heard about this, I was like, oh, they must have found some like new science or new data or some groundbreaking discovery about shark behavior.
This might shock some of you, but it turns out that sometimes laws are not backed by evidence. Actually, a lot of laws are completely absurd. But more on that in a later episode.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely get into that. Florida looked at sharks, they looked at the ocean, they looked at the tourism economy and said, let's make a decision that helps absolutely no one.
The law states it shall be unlawful to introduce or attempt to introduce food or any other substance into these waters to attract sharks for any purpose other than to harvest sharks.
Translation, we don't like sharks near our beach house, so we're going to pretend this is about safety.
And the best part, sharks already live there.
Right? It's not like sharks are coming from out of state. They're not like, ooh, wow, a boat with tourists. Let me leave my entire ecosystem and go hang out by the Margaritaville resort. Let's talk receipts, because the science on this one is actually very clear.
Multiple peer-reviewed studies, real ones, not Shark Week, quote, we hired an actor to pretend he's a marine biologist, quote, study, shows no correlation between shark ecotourism and increased shark tax.
None. Zero. Nada. Zilch. The same number of people who want to watch Sharknado 6.
I can't believe I actually watched one of those.
See, I didn't even do that yet, and I love sharks.
I was just, curiosity got the better of me. Sharks don't suddenly become people eaters because a boat showed up with GoPros and granola bars.
Yeah, they're not tempted by the granola, I assure you. They're not like, ah, yes, humans, my favorite crunchy snack.
Sharks don't even like the taste of humans. We're bony, low fat, basically the kale salad of the ocean.
Side note, why do I keep buying kale knowing I'm not going to eat it?
Guess you'll die if you eat salad these days. Lettuce.
Yeah, that's the excuse I'm going to use this week. Like I don't do the same thing every single week. All right, so the safety record they don't want you to talk about. Shark diving companies, especially reputable ones like the one I dove with, Florida Shark Diving in Jupiter, Florida, have impeccable safety records.
Meanwhile, Florida has jet ski accidents, boat collisions, drunk beach wrestling, and at least one guy every year who tries to fistfight a pelican.
But sure, shark diving's a danger. So let's talk motives, because laws don't appear out of nowhere. Someone asked for this.
Coastal homeowners. There are these people who move to Florida for the oceanfront lifestyle and then get mad that the ocean has, well, ocean things.
They're like, I paid $2 million for this view, and I don't want to see a nary a dorsal fin. Girl, you bought a house on the ocean. What did you expect? Dolphins doing synchronized swimming?
They want the ocean to be a screensaver.
Right? I visit Florida a lot, and honestly, I don't remember a single time I was talking to a native Floridian who was worried about sharks. Like, I'm sure they exist. We have people here in NOLA who don't like spicy food or seafood, but I mean, it's not like the norm.
Right. So, all right, let's talk about the group that really doesn't want shark diving to exist, the fishing lobbies.
These folks have been quietly influencing ocean policy for decades. They're like the HOA of the sea, honestly. Always involved, never chill, annoying as fuck. But more on HOAs again in a future episode. So, why do fishing lobbyists care so much? Shark tourism makes people care about sharks. And when people care about sharks, they start asking questions like, hey, why are we killing 100 million of them a year? Why are shark populations collapsing? And why does this fishing report look like a crime scene?
Fishing lobbies don't dislike shark diving because it's dangerous. They dislike it because it's inconvenient.
Right. And then there's the economic incentives. So here's the part that people don't realize is that sharks are actually worth way more dead than alive. A single shark can generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in tourism revenue over its lifetime.
And fishing lobbies are like, shh, don't ruin this for us. But to certain fishing industries, a shark is worth, well, whatever the price of its fins is that day.
So you've got two competing economies. Ecotourism, let people see sharks, learn about sharks, and protect sharks. And then you have extractive fishing. Remove the sharks so they don't eat the fish we want to sell,
Guess which one has more lobbyists?
right? So fishing lobbies also often argue that sharks compete with commercial fishing.
Which is wild because sharks have been fishing for 400 million years. Humans showed up like 20 minutes ago.
It's like walking into someone's house and saying, actually, you're in my spot.
Mm hmm. And then here's the real fear, shark diving makes people fall in love with sharks.
And once they fall in love with sharks, they start demanding conservation laws.
Conservation laws often limit certain fishing practices.
And fishing lobbyists do not like limits. They want the ocean to be an all you can catch buffet.
Control the narrative. Fishing lobbies know that if sharks stay scary, people won't fight for them.
Fear keeps sharks unpopular. Unpopular animals don't get protected. Unprotected animals get overfished.
So if shark diving makes sharks look calm, curious, majestic, and worth saving,
Fishing lobbies lose control of that narrative.
and here's how that playbook usually goes. 1. Claim shark diving is dangerous, even though the data says otherwise. 2. Frame it as a public safety issue, because fear gets faster political traction. 3. Push for restrictions or bans to reduce shark visibility and public sympathy. And 4. Keep sharks scary, so conservation laws don't gain momentum.
It's not about safety, it's about optics. It's about money, and it's about controlling the ocean's PR.
The Cessna summary. Fishing lobbies don't want shark diving banned because it's dangerous.
They want a ban because shark diving makes people care about the sharks.
And caring leads to conservation.
And conservation leads to regulations.
And regulations lead to lobbyists saying, actually, no thank you.
And that is seriously freaking sus.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so politicians love a good panic. Politicians love fear based law. It's like their favorite little snack.
They get to stand at the podium and say, we are protecting our citizens from dangerous predators.
Meanwhile, the real predators are sitting right next to them. But again, that's for a future episode. Or at least the Epstein Files.
Let's address the big myth. Shark diving attracts sharks closer to swimmers.
I mean, to the divers trying to swim with them, yeah. Miles offshore, not anywhere near beaches. Sharks are not confused. They're not like, oh wow, humans on the boat gave me a tuna snack. Let me go nibble on a surfer now.
Sharks don't even know surfers exist. They're too busy being apex predators with actual jobs.
Right? Humans are not on their menu. We're not an appetizer. We're that parsley you put off to the side of your plate. All right, so here's the part Florida really doesn't want to talk about though, is shark diving does bring in ecotourism money.
People travel from all over the world to dive with sharks. They book hotels, they eat at restaurants, they buy merch, they tip the boat crew.
But if you shut down shark diving, that money disappears.
And for what? To protect people from a danger that statistically doesn't even exist?
Shark diving actually helps conservation. People protect what they understand.
And you can't understand sharks from a movie where they roar underwater.
Yes, some shark movies actually have sharks roar underwater like lions in the ocean.
Hollywood said, science? Never heard of her.
So, again, to summarize, Florida's trying to ban something safe, educational, and economically beneficial based on fear, vibes, and lingering trauma from a 1975 movie.
And that, my friends, is seriously sus. All right, it's time for the part of the show where Miranda reveals she's not just a shark enthusiast, she's a shark participant.
A shark enjoyer, a shark celebrator, a shark adjacent human.
A woman who looked at the ocean, the giant blue mystery box full of teeth, and said, yeah, I'm gonna get in there.
Totally gonna get up in it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, I'm not like one of those like sharks are cool. I'm like sharks are my Roman freaking empire. I'm like shark tattoos and jewelry and the tracking apps. Like that's the kind of person I am. And so for my 40th birthday, I decided to do something like absolutely iconic. I went shark diving in April with Florida Shark Diving in Jupiter, Florida. Not sponsor, but honestly, call me.
And she came back with, dun dun dun, no missing limbs, no dramatic scars, not even a mildly inconvenienced toe.
I did, however, get a wicked case of seasickness. Like the kind where you start bargaining with the universe.
She was on the boat looking like a painting of a sick Victorian child.
There was this moment, and I'll never forget it, where one of the sharks, it just swam right under me. Not fast, not aggressive, just gliding. It was like a ghost made of muscle. And I remember thinking, this is the creature we're all afraid of? This is the thing they turned into a movie monster? It wasn't scary, it was humbling.
Meanwhile, humans on land are like, ban them! They're coming for us!
Girl, they're not coming for you. They don't even know you exist. So here's the kicker though. They weren't baby sharks. Like, they weren't nurse sharks. They weren't just like, I'm a little guy sharks. No, they were bull sharks. Supposedly the most aggressive shark, right?
The ones the media loves to call the pit bull of the ocean, which, as a pity lover, I also hate. But I digress.
There was no aggression at the shark party I was at. These sharks were seriously so chill. They were like, I'm just vibing, man. Like, not at all the monstrous, mindless murder machines that we've all been led to believe.
Let's compare behaviors real quickly.
Sharks, calm, focused, majestic. Humans on the boat, sweating, vomiting overboard, cursing myself for not taking Dramamine.
And Florida wants to ban the sharks.
Make it make sense. All right, here's the thing people don't get. Sharks are not aggressive. They're just curious. They investigate things with their mouths because, I mean, they don't have little shark hands or anything.
Imagine if a human did that. Imagine if every time you saw something new, you just bit it.
Honestly, some people do. I mean, they're usually from Florida.
True.
All right. There was a point during the dive where I was holding on to the line, and because they have a big line you hold on to because the boat stays floating. Um, I was trying not to puke into my snorkel, and I looked down and I saw four bull sharks just circling below me. And I felt safe. Not because they cared about me, I assure you they didn't, but because they weren't the villains I've been taught to fear.
You had a spiritual awakening.
I had a shark baptism.
And she came back with a new type of appreciation for sharks and a new hatred for rocking boats.
I also came back with a renewed sense of how wrong our shark narratives are. Like I saw it with my own two eyes. We fear the wrong things, we villainize the wrong creatures, and we misunderstand the ocean entirely. And that's why this episode matters.
So let's recap. Miranda swam with bull sharks, the ones the media called the aggressive ones, and they were calmer than the yoga instructor on CBD.
Meanwhile, humans are out here punching each other at Costco over rotisserie chickens.
And again, Florida wants to ban the sharks, not the humans.
For real. All right. How movies turn sharks into villains. Jaws, the original smear campaign.
Jaws did for sharks what Facebook did for your uncle.
It radicalized him.
After Jaws came out, shark killing skyrocketed. People literally went out on boats to kill sharks for fun.
Imagine watching a movie about like a haunted doll, and then you just go out and start like punching every Build-A-Bear you see.
And that's the level of logic we're dealing with.
Here's the like super wild part though. So Peter Benchley, the author of Jaws, spent the rest of his life apologizing. He became a shark conservationist because he realized that he accidentally created one of the world's longest unreasonable panics.
Imagine writing a book and then spending the next 30 years going, my bad, please stop committing ocean crimes.
That poor guy, man. He was trying to write a story.
Right.
All right, so Hollywood loves fear. Fear is cinematic. Fear is profitable. Fear keeps people glued to the screen.
And sharks? They're the perfect fear prop. They're big, they're mysterious, they have teeth, a lot of them, and they live in a place that humans don't understand.
Hollywood looked at sharks and said, great, a villain that doesn't even need dialogue.
It doesn't need a backstory and doesn't need motivation, and it doesn't need a union contract.
Just the vibes and teeth.
Shark Week has been caught making fake documentaries. If you didn't know, I'm sorry to break it to you.
Ooh, like the Megalodon one.
Mm-hmm.
That one was like, we found a giant prehistoric shark. Yay. And then the credits rolled, and it's like all characters portrayed are fictional.
They literally hired actors to pretend to be scientists.
Meanwhile, real scientists are like, hi, please stop making sharks look like they're plotting a coup.
Hollywood fear, public fear, media fear, political fear, policy fear.
It's a feedback loop, a fear spiral, fear smoothie, if you will.
And Shark Week is the blender.
Movies create the myth, news amplifies the myth, and politicians legislate the myth. And, sharks pay the price.
Let's list some of Hollywood's shark science crimes.
Ooh, ooh, I love this. Crime one: sharks roaring underwater. All right, they don't have vocal cords. They're not auditioning for Lion King.
Crime number two, sharks hold grudges. They barely remember lunch. It's crows that hold the grudges. You're thinking of crows. For more on that, check out our Seriously Sus Animal episode.
Crime three: sharks plotting revenge. Sharks are not writing in their ocean diaries. They're not like, dear diary, today I will destroy Brad.
And crime four, sharks jumping onto boats. They are not gymnasts. They are not auditioning for SeaWorld's Got Talent.
Oh, wouldn't that be hilarious?
I would watch that.
I would watch that. Oh.
So here's what sharks actually do: swim, eat, fish, maintain ecosystems, mind their damn business, avoid humans, and get unfairly slandered by Hollywood.
Sharks are basically ocean introverts, okay? They're not out here trying to interact with you. They're trying to avoid you.
Hollywood created a villain, news amplified it, politics weaponized it, and sharks got stuck with the PR nightmare.
All because of a movie from 1975. So, why are humans obsessed with shark fear? Here's the psychology about it. Humans fear what they can't see. It's evolutionary. It's primal. It's also a little dramatic.
The ocean is basically a giant blue anxiety soup. It's like the dark, but you know you're not alone.
And, as we said, sharks have teeth. Lots of them. Big ones. That's like literally the whole reason.
Humans see teeth and immediately assume villain. Meanwhile, sharks are just out there doing their job.
But the truth is, they keep ecosystems balanced. They prevent chaos, and they're kind of the opposite of villains.
But humans? Humans see one fin and immediately start composing their will.
Come get me, I'm coming home. Here's the wild part. Humans evolved to fear shapes more than actual threats.
A fin? Terrifying.
And then there's the media fear loop.
Shark attacks are extremely rare, but the news treats each one like a season finale.
Meanwhile, cows kill more people every year.
Cows, the land sharks.
Vending machines kill 13 people a year.
Imagine getting taken out by a Snickers bar. That's embarrassing.
But humans kill 100 million sharks a year. And I rechecked that number a bunch of times because I was like, that can't be right. It's right. That's actually kind of a conservative number.
That's crazy. I didn't even realize there were that many sharks.
No, not anymore. We keep killing.
Well, yeah. But if sharks wanted us dead, they had 400 million years to figure it out.
They're not plotting. They are not strategizing. And they are not forming alliances.
They're just swimming, existing, being misunderstood.
Being awesome. All right, so humans fear the ocean because it's unfamiliar. We cannot see the bottom. We don't know what's under us, and we do not understand that ecosystem.
It's like walking into a dark room and assuming the worst. Except the dark room is 140 million square miles.
So,
Let's list things humans fear more than they should. Sharks, clowns, gluten, the ocean, and a text that says, "We need to talk."
okay, that last one is a little scary.
That is terrifying. Never goes well.
All right, now let's list things that people don't fear enough. Well, rip currents, dehydration, MLMs, the government.
Humans fear the wrong things. Consistently. Professionally.
Fear is profitable. Fear gets clicks. Fear gets ratings. Fear gets politicians reelected.
And sharks? They're the most perfect fear mascot.
They're big and mysterious and misunderstood and easy to dramatize.
And they can't defend themselves because they don't have a PR team.
I'm on it, guys. Imagine sharks at a press conference, just like, actually, I'd like to clarify.
Florida would ban the press conference.
They would too. So, we're fearing sharks as humans because the ocean is one of the last places where we are not in control. On land, we're the apex predator. We invented microwaves. We invented roller coasters. What can't we do?
But in the ocean, we're just guests.
Humans hate to be guests. We want to be the host. We want to be the main character.
Sharks remind us that we're not the main character everywhere.
And humans in general do not like that.
So here's the truth. Sharks don't stalk humans. Sharks don't target humans. Sharks don't crave humans. Sharks just don't give a fuck about humans.
They give zero shits. Zero. We are not important.
Nope. And we're just background characters in their ecosystem.
We're like the extras, like those little blurry figures in the background of the shots.
And humans are so offended by that.
Yep. So basically, between the psychology of the unknown, movies, vibes, and bad science, oh, and the teeth thing. So that's why we're scared of them.
Yep. All right, so we talked about fear, we've talked about psychology, and we've talked about Hollywood shark slander. Now it's time for the part of the show where we reveal the truth. And I almost read that as teeth. I was like, good joke.
That would have been good. We can do that if you want. All right. Here's the truth, guys. Are you ready? Sharks are not the threat.
Humans are.
Like, overwhelmingly. So let's start with receipts. Sharks kill 5 to 10 people a year.
Cows kill 20 plus people.
Vending machines kill 13.
Selfies kill 43. And I thought that was way low.
I mean, I guess that's just confirmed.
All right.
Humans kill 100 million sharks. All right, so the shark populations are crashing. Over one third of shark species are threatened with extinction.
And not because the sharks are out there doing crimes.
It's because humans are doing crimes to the sharks.
Overfishing, bycatching, finning, habitat destruction, pollution, climate change.
Basically, humans looked at the ocean and said, this is nice. What if we ruin it?
Always ruining shit.
Ah, it is our way.
And here's the part people don't get: sharks aren't just cool, they're essential.
They keep ecosystems balanced. They regulate fish populations. They prevent collapse. They maintain coral reef health. They keep prey species from overgrazing. If sharks disappear, literally everything is going amok.
Imagine the ocean without sharks. It becomes overpopulated with mid level predators, underpopulated with prey species, overgrazed reefs, collapsing fisheries, chaotic food webs. It would be a biological meltdown.
Sharks are like ocean managers. Without them, this whole workplace falls apart. We're going to talk about the conservation angle now. And here's the twist: shark diving actually really helps conservation.
People protect what they understand,
And you can't understand sharks from a movie where they're roaring underwater.
or from a news segment that treats every shark sighting like a hostage situation.
But when people dive with sharks, they see the truth. The sharks are calm, they're curious, they're majestic. They're not villains,
And once people see that, they start fighting for shark protections.
which is exactly why certain groups want shark diving banned.
So let's compare behaviors again.
Sharks, calm, focus, majestic, efficient, important. Humans, littering, overfishing, panicking, punching each other at Costco, writing laws based on movies.
And again, Florida wants to ban the sharks.
Make it make sense. The real threat? Us. Humans, we're the apex predator of the planet, or we like to fancy ourselves so. We reshape ecosystems. We alter coastlines. We change the climate. Not controversial, just facts. We overfish entire species. We're the ones causing the imbalance. We're the ones driving extinctions, and we're the ones creating fear based policies.
Sharks aren't the threat. Shark misinformation is. Sharks kill almost no one. Humans kill millions. Sharks keep the ocean healthy. Humans keep the ocean stressed. Sharks are essential. Humans are chaotic.
And again, banning the sharks?
All right, let's talk about Shark Week, the ocean's annual PR nightmare.
Shark Week started as conservation tool. It was a beautiful idea, a noble mission.
And then it became reality TV with fins.
It's like if National Geographic and MTV like had a baby and then forgot to raise it.
To be fair, Shark Week has done some great science,
They funded research, they've highlighted conservation, they've showcased real scientists doing real work.
but they've also done some science, quote, that belongs on the History Channel at 2 a.m.
Oh, like the Megalodon documentary. That one
Mm-hmm.
was like, we found that giant prehistoric shark, and then the credits rolled, and it was like, all characters portrayed are fictional. Meanwhile, actual scientists were at home screaming into their pillows.
And here's the messy part: fear gets ratings.
Fear gets clicks and engagement, and people would tune in for 7 nights straight.
And Shark Week knows that.
So instead of showing sharks doing something normal, like, shark stuff, swimming, hunting fish, maintaining ecosystems, minding their own fucking business.
They show sharks doing dramatic things, like leaping out of the water in slow mo with a soundtrack that sounds like a shark is about to pop out from under your bed.
Ooh, and then they have like the attack obsession. Shark Week loves the word attack.
Even when it's not an attack.
If a shark bumps a surfboard, Shark Week is like, the beast strikes again.
If the shark swims near a boat, Shark Week is like, the monster approaches.
And if a shark like exists, it's like, the nightmare returns. Scientists have been begging Shark Week for years. Please stop making sharks look evil.
And Shark Week is like, what if instead we add dramatic lighting and call it Sharkpocalypse?
There are actual marine biologists now who refuse to participate because they don't want to be like edited so it turns into a fear montage.
Imagine dedicating your life to shark conservation, and then Shark Week turns your interview into a trailer for Jaws 12.
I could totally see that happening. I mean, Apparently it did, yeah. There's also a big misinformation problem, and that's the real issue. Shark Week shapes public perception,
And public perception shapes policy.
and policy shapes conservation.
So when Shark Week exaggerates danger, dramatizes behavior, and mislabels normal shark activities as attacks,
People panic. Politicians panic, laws get written, and sharks get blamed.
and who's getting banned?
Those sharks. There was a period where Shark Week did lean hard into science-ish. Yeah, science-ish.
Science, not fiction, just vibes.
Oh, shows like Sharks of Darkness, Voodoo Sharks, Sharkopolis, Shark versus Submarine. Yeah.
Half of those sound like rejected adult swim shows.
I would watch those if they were Adult Swim shows. But none of them help people understand sharks.
Here's the irony Shark Week claims to support conservation.
Yeah, so did SeaWorld.
Mm-hmm.
Crushed my childhood.
Right?
All right. But fear-based programming leads to shark killings.
People see dramatic shark footage and think, wow, sharks are dangerous.
Yeah, they're not thinking, oh, these are essential to the ocean health.
Fear undermines conservation, and Shark Week profits from fear.
So they created a monster, both literally and figuratively.
And now audiences expect drama. They expect danger. They expect chaos,
And Shark Week keeps on delivering it,
even if it means sacrificing accuracy.
even if it means reinforcing myths.
Even if it means sharks look like ocean serial killers. Shark Week started with conservation, then discovered ratings, then discovered drama, and then discovered fear.
And now it's a mix of science, spectacle, and extremely suspicious storytelling.
And then, of course, we have the internet making shark panic even worse. So we've talked about movies, we've talked about Shark Week, and we've talked about Florida's legislation fan fiction. Now it's time to talk about a place where misinformation goes to thrive.
The internet,
The internet.
the digital swamp.
The place where nuance goes to die.
All right, let's start with TikTok because TikTok loves shark panic.
Every summer, TikTok becomes Shark Week, but with worse fact checking.
You'll see this video of a shark like just swimming peacefully near a boat, and the caption says, POV, you're about to die.
Meanwhile, the shark is literally minding its business.
Or TikTok creators will be like, oh my God, shark attack. And the video was just a shark like existing.
YouTube is even worse because YouTube has thumbnails.
Thumbnails are the devil's PowerPoint.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see a video like top 10 deadliest shark attacks caught on camera. And then the thumbnail is a shark photoshopped to be the size of a school bus.
Meanwhile, the actual video is just a guy talking for 12 minutes to get ad revenue. And the deadly attack is a shark bumping a GoPro.
They do bump GoPros, by the way, if you hold them out because of the electrical signals transmitted by your body and by the GoPro. Fun fact.
Huh.
I learned that from the people at Florida Shark Diving. Anyway, then there's Facebook.
Which is where your uncle shares a blurry photo of a dolphin and says, "Shark spotted at my beach."
And then 47 people comment, ban the sharks.
It's a dolphin, Greg.
Greg has never even seen the ocean. Greg thinks tuna is a vegetable.
And here's the problem fear goes viral.
Yeah, calm, accurate shark behavior does not go viral.
Nobody shares a video titled, "Shark swim peacefully and minds its own business."
But they will share, shark attacks boat, even if the shark just like touched it.
As we know, internet rewards drama. Drama rewards fear. Fear rewards misinformation.
And misinformation punishes sharks. I totally just had the vision of like in Finding Nemo where Nemo swims up to the boat and he's like, don't you touch it. And he's like, I'm gonna touch it. I'll touch it.
And then we get into the algorithm susness. Algorithms love shark panic. Check out last week's episode on the algorithm for more information on that.
If you watch one shark video, TikTok is like, here are 47 more shark videos, and they're all terrifying.
YouTube is like, would you like to see a shark eat a boat? Even though that's never happened.
Instagram Reels is like, here's a shark montage set to like dramatic EDM.
The algorithm doesn't care about accuracy, it cares about engagement.
And fear, engaging.
So let's break down the types of shark misinformation online.
Category 1. Mislabeling normal shark behavior as attacks. A shark swims near a person, attack. A shark bumps a camera, attack. A shark exists, attack.
Category 2, old footage presented as new. A video from 2009 suddenly becomes breaking news.
Category 3, fake locations. A shark in Australia suddenly becomes, oh, spotted at Pensacola Beach.
Category 4, fake species. A harmless nurse shark suddenly becomes deadly bull shark.
Category 5, AI generated shark chaos. People are making fake shark videos now. We are entering a new era of absolute nonsense.
Uh-huh. And here's the point that matters. Online fear leads to real-world consequences.
People panic. People avoid beaches. People demand shark calls. People support these fear based laws.
And suddenly, Florida's banning shark diving.
Because someone on TikTok misidentified a dolphin.
Sharks are not stalking humans. Sharks are not plotting revenge. Sharks are not forming gangs. Again, y'all are thinking crows.
Yeah, it's crows. Again, you're right. You're right. They're thinking crows. They're just swimming and doing like shark shit, you know?
Yeah, the internet is the one creating the drama. Who would have figured?
I am stunned. Y'all can't see my face right now, but it's a shock. And, it would help if people could tell the difference between a dolphin and a shark, too.
Right.
All right, so let's talk about the truth about shark behavior. Sharks are not aggressive. They're not vengeful. They're not stalking you. And they're not circling because they're plotting.
Sharks circle because they're curious, because they're assessing, because that's literally how they swim.
Yeah, they're not circling like, yes, the appetizer has arrived.
Let's talk about the test bite myth.
People hear test bite and think it means like sharks are sampling humans like a charcuterie.
No, a test bite is a shark investigating something unfamiliar.
Because they don't have little hands. They can't poke stuff. They can't tap things. They can't pick it up and roll it around.
Their mouth is their hand, much like a toddler, to be honest, or a puppy, or.
I mean, I've bit a lot of people before too, so I get it. All right. So, what about the mistaken identity myth?
Most shark bites happen because sharks mistake humans for prey.
Not because they want humans. They don't crave us. They're not hunting us, I assure you.
Surfers look like seals from below. Swimmers look like distressed fish. Splashing looks like prey behavior.
Especially the way some of y'all swim. I've seen it, man. Look
Uh-huh.
like you definitely injured. So, that's basically it. They're just misidentifying humans
And once they realize the mistake, they leave.
because we taste terrible. And I have a bunch of tattoos. Does that make me like double taste terrible? Because didn't Dahmer say people with tattoos taste like taste really bad?
I don't know.
He did. He said people with tattoos taste bad. That's why you want to kill them. So, I mean,
Okay.
I'm staying safe from cannibals, y'all.
So here's the part that blows people's minds. Sharks are almost always nearby.
I mean, in the ocean, obviously.
Right.
Not like,
There's not one in my backyard right now that we know
sadly.
of.
Hey, give it a couple years. Let that global warming heat up. What's going to come right up?
filled with them.
It's going to be oceanfront property. It's going to be lovely. I'm going to love it. All right. So they're always nearby. You just don't see them.
They don't care about you.
You've been in the ocean with sharks before. I guarantee it. You just don't know it.
And nothing happened to you.
Because, dun dun dun, sharks don't want to eat humans. They have a personality spectrum too. Did you know that?
No, I did not. I did not know that sharks have personalities.
Some are bold, some are shy, curious, cautious.
Just like people.
Except sharks don't lie on their LinkedIn profile.
So, the apex predator misunderstanding. People hear apex predator and think dangerous.
But apex predators aren't dangerous to everything, they're dangerous to their prey.
Humans aren't their prey.
We're not fatty enough. We're not nutritious enough. We're not interesting enough. Most of us probably have nasty taste and tattoos.
Yep. We're basically the ocean's celery stick. She just threw up in her mouth a little bit there.
I'm literally a vegetarian who hates celery. Don't put celery in stuff. That's stringy swamp water. It tastes like stringy gym sock.
Tell us how you really feel.
I will. I got a bone to pick with celery. Anyway,
Sharks are not dangerous, and they're not villains, and they're not unpredictable.
They're actually extremely predictable. They're very consistent. They are essential and they are very misunderstood.
The danger isn't sharks, the danger is misinformation.
And fear based policy. All right, so when I was in the water with those sharks, the ones the media calls aggressive, I really felt something shift in me. Like, I wasn't afraid, I wasn't panicking, I wasn't thinking about movies or headlines or Shark Week. I was sitting there thinking, this creature has survived 400 million years, and we might wipe it out because of a misunderstanding. I really wish more people could just get in here and experience this and feel it.
Yeah, it's like humans have always been the kill what fears you kind of people.
Right? Like, oh, that's spooky. Definitely murder it.
Right. And that's the part that gets me. The tragedy isn't that sharks are dangerous. The tragedy is that sharks are dying because people think they are.
If you've listened this far, you're part of the solution. You're learning, you're questioning, you're unlearning fear, and you're seeing sharks more clearly.
And that matters because public perception shapes policy. Policy shapes conservation. And conservation shapes the future.
You don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to be a diver. You don't have to be an activist. You just have to care.
We're not asking you to go shark diving. We're not asking you to donate. We're not asking you to join a movement.
We're just asking you to understand. Understand that sharks are not villains. Understand that sharks aren't dangerous. And understand that they aren't plotting. Understand that sharks are not the threat.
Understand that misinformation is. It's now time for our newest segment,
Shark or human? Who did the crime?
a game show where we read real crimes and you guess whether a shark did it or a human did it.
Spoiler. Definitely almost always the humans.
All right. Crime number 1. Destroyed a jet ski while intoxicated.
Shark or human?
Correct answer? Human. Sharks don't get intoxicated. That we know of.
They're not dolphins. Round 2. Food related chaos. Crime number 2. Stole a sandwich from a beachgoer.
Shark or human?
Human. Sharks don't want your sandwich. Seagulls do, though, and they are the true villains.
Yep. Round 3. Unnecessary violence. Punched a pelican.
Shark or human?
Correct answer? Human. Every year. At least one. Florida, explain yourselves.
Crime 4. Dump 40 pounds of trash into the ocean.
Shark or human?
You know it's human. Sharks don't litter. Humans do. Professionally.
And in my front yard.
Mm-hmm. Rude as fuck.
Yep. Round 5. Misidentification. Incorrectly identified a dolphin as a shark and caused a beach panic.
Ooh, shark or human?
Correct answer? Human. Specifically your Facebook Uncle Greg. Always Greg.
So, crime 6. Swam peacefully, minded their own business, and maintained the ecosystem.
Shark or human?
The correct answer is shark. That's the only one doing their job. Humans got their sunblock all up in there, messing up the reefs.
So, game show conclusion. Doo doo doo. Final score, sharks 1, humans 5.
Congratulations to the sharks, the only contestants out here not committing nonsense.
And condolences to the humans, who remain the undefeated champs of chaos.
Now that we've established that humans are the real problem,
It's time to talk about something serious.
because shark incidents do happen, and when they do, the stories are heartbreaking.
Here's the truth about them. We spent this whole episode explaining why sharks aren't the monsters people think they are. But we do need to also talk about something real.
There have been shark incidents this year, a few injuries and one death, and those stories are truly heartbreaking. We're not ignoring that, and we're not pretending it didn't happen, and we're not brushing it aside.
When someone is hurt, or worse, it's devastating for families, for communities, for everyone involved.
And it's okay to feel scared when you hear those stories. Fear is human, fear is natural, and fear is understandable. We're not here to shame anyone for feeling afraid.
But here's the part that's important. Shark incidents are still extremely rare.
Even in a year with a few high profile cases, the numbers don't change the overall reality. that sharks do not hunt humans. They don't target humans and they don't crave humans. Sharks don't turn aggressive.
Most incidents happen because of mistaken identity, not malice, not predation, and not attacks.
Marine biologists have already explained the pattern we're seeing. Warm waters bring more bait fish closer to shore, and more bait fish means more sharks following their food. More sharks near the shore means more chances for confusion, and more humans in the water means more overlap.
It's not aggression, it's ecology.
And it's not the sharks changing their behavior, it is a seasonal movement.
It's not sharks getting bolder, it's human beings in the same place at the same time.
And when one shark incident happens, it becomes national news. When two happen, it becomes a trend. And when three happen, it becomes panic.
But the ocean doesn't work in headlines. It works in patterns, it works in seasons, and it works in ecosystems.
The media magnifies that fear, and fear magnifies the misunderstanding, and the misunderstanding magnifies policy mistakes.
A single year with a few incidents does not redefine sharks.
And it doesn't erase decades of data. It doesn't erase millions of, safe ocean visits, and it doesn't erase the truth about shark behavior.
It doesn't mean sharks are suddenly dangerous. It doesn't mean sharks are changing. And it doesn't mean sharks are attacking.
It means the ocean is dynamic, and sometimes humans and sharks overlap.
So let's have a respectful reality check. We can acknowledge tragedy without rewriting science.
We can acknowledge fear without feeding misinformation.
We can acknowledge incidents without demonizing sharks.
We can hold compassion and accuracy at the same time.
Yes, shark incidents happen. Yes, they're tragic. Yes, they deserve compassion.
But they don't change the truth. Sharks are not villains, and they are not a threat, and they are not hunting humans.
Fear is the threat. Misinformation is the threat. And bad policy is the threat.
And that shit is seriously freaking sus.
All right, friends, we've covered a lot today. Fear, facts, Florida, movies, media misinformation, Shark Week chaos, internet's nonsense, and the truth about shark incidents.
And through it all, one thing became very clear. Sharks are not the problem. Humans are the problem for sharks.
We learned that sharks kill almost no one.
We learned that humans kill millions.
We learned that the sharks keep the ocean healthy.
We learned that humans keep the ocean stressed.
We learned that Shark Week is messy.
We learned that TikTok is messier.
And then we learned that Florida is, well, Florida.
And we learned that sharks deserve better PR.
Absolutely. If you've listened all the way through this episode, thank you for diving deep with us today, literally and metaphorically.
Thank you for unlearning fear, and thank you for choosing facts over panic. And thank you for letting sharks be sharks,
And thank you for joining us for another episode of Seriously Sus,
where we expose the nonsense.
with intelligence, humor, and a bit of side-eye.
You've just tuned in to Seriously Sus with Annette and Miranda, your ultimate source of sus with a side eye. Thanks for hanging out with us. If today's episode made you think twice about sharks, hit the like button, share it with a shark lover, or a shark hater, or your grandma if she likes podcasts. Subscribe and follow at Seriously Sus Podcasts for more deep dives into crime, drama, and cultural chaos. And remember, stay informed, stay engaged, and stay sus. Also, I'll be putting on all our socials a link to a petition for the Florida shark ban thing if you want to sign it. Outro music. Do, 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 do. Sharks are not evil.
Swim with sharks.